I claim to before be a spiritual person that doesn't follow organized religion. Okay. But I kind of believe this is a cop-out. Yeah, it was a cop-out for me, yeah? I'll tell you why.
كن سعيدا كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة.
Sometimes they get away from the police. They're all ballied up, they're all balaclavaed up. They don't get caught. I don't believe that being that gave us the heart and the mind, because I don't believe in accident. Like, I don't believe in evolution. Do you believe in?
I haven't studied enough to say either, to be honest.
I don't believe that we were type of, there was cells and then there was like animals, yeah, and they got a conscience, because evolutionists believe that animals are uncivilized like animals, like lion, tigers and bears. And just with time and environment, they evolve a conscience. I don't believe. Okay,
my understanding of evolution is that like different forms or levels of apes eventually became human.
Yeah. But the thing is, yes, that's generally right. They don't exactly say a ape that's around now, but an ape type thing, yeah. Okay. But it was still uncivilized. Right. Like when a lion kills another lion, we don't say it's evil. Or when a lion takes another lion's territory, we don't say it's evil, because lions don't have a.
Because that's in their nature.
Yes, in their nature. And somehow they're trying to say one animal over time evolved the conscience by accident.
I'd have to study.
Yeah, no problem. But the point is that I believe God created us as human beings, as a species, and intentionally God gave us a
highest level of consciousness.
Yeah, gave us conscience, yeah? And animals were created without conscience. I believe we're separate. Humans are one thing, and animals are something else. So I believe that when a human robs another human, we know within ourselves it's wrong. When an animal kills another lion or robs another animal's land, I don't say it's wrong, because they don't know no better.
For some parts, I agree with you. I think that we do need to be taught a lot of right and wrong. We're taught a lot of right and wrong. It's not everything we know is right and wrong.
Yeah.
Like when we're children, we might not know it's not right to hit mummy in the face. We might not know that. We might need
that's a child, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see the point you said as a child.
But I think you still know it's wrong. I think you still know it's wrong. You know why? Yeah, because if you take a baby's toy away from him, it cries.
Right.
Because it's his. Like it's like that's mine.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And even if there's 3 babies and you take one toy away from one baby, yeah, the other baby might try and get it back for the other baby. So I think we have something. But I believe whether you want to call it a being, a force or power, I believe it intentionally gave us this conscience. Yes?
I agree with you.
Okay.
When you say the conscience, you mean like the higher level of conscience?
Right and wrong, like
as a higher level to what animals have.
Yeah. So I believe that was intentionally given to us, yeah? Right. And I don't believe that being, left us here, gave us this conscience, and if you disobey it, like for example, if I kill someone, I don't believe the only bad thing there is my guilt for hurting that person or killing that person. Like for example, Hitler killed a lot of people. He must have known as a human being it was wrong, because he has a mind.
There's an argument to say that he didn't. If you read his stuff, he truly believed that the Aryan, the white, he was right and everything was wrong. So in his mind, he was justified in his killing.
Do you know why I disagree with that, yeah? Because there were certain Jews, yeah? For example, I don't believe the majority of Jews were racist. I believe they bought into the media hype and propaganda, but they knew what they were doing wrong. Like when they were giving up people, because there was Jews that helped, there was Germans that helped Jews escape. Like there's a biography about some man that helped thousands and thousands of Jews escape the Germans, and he was German himself, you know, and they did a big show for him recently or something, and all the people in the audience, he didn't know, all the people in the audience were survivors, survivors who he helped when he and so forth. So what I'm saying is that most people, you agree that most people, For example, if most people see an old woman getting beaten down, yeah, they know it's wrong, yes?
Yes.
And I believe Hitler would have, is the majority of people, well, I say all people, I believe all people. There are some people mentally cuckoo.
Look at his actions and say it's wrong.
I know it's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't believe most people can see an old woman getting beaten up and believe it's okay and not feel bad about it. I believe it's we have a conscience.
Yeah.
I would say mankind, men and women in general, we have a conscience.
So are you saying that we don't need to be taught right and wrong?
No,
already know?
I'm saying some things we know right and wrong, but we also need guidance. That's why I believe. Allah says,
Agreed.
we also need guidance, yeah?
Agreed.
Allah says in the Quran, وَلَأَسْ إِنَّ إِنسَانَ لَفِي إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَآمَنُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a verse from the Quran. It says, verily by time mankind are in loss, yeah? Except those who believe. It means the ones that follow the guidance of the Quran. I'll tell you why. Certain things we can find right, wrong. Now, for example, nowadays, people will say, homosexuality, there's no problem with it.
Right.
Because they're two consenting adults, they're not harming anyone. But that's a problem. For two reasons. One, within ourselves, I'm just saying naturally, yeah? When you see two men walking down the street holding hands, kissing each other, naturally, you turn away. Naturally, you don't want to see.
Now, I agree with you, but just to give a different side of it, that's been taught to us. You have to understand.
I don't believe it's taught to us.
I'm saying it's been taught to us. I agree with you that naturally, obviously opposites don't attract, but the fact of making it disgusting and looking at it like, I'm still at a place I'm trying to work on because of where we live in 2017, I'm trying to...
But are you saying, when you see a man and woman kissing, you don't look, not because it's nasty, but because of shyness?
Socialization I'm talking about, and conditioning. So I'm saying that yes, naturally some things disgust us.
But it doesn't, when you see a man and woman kissing, it's not that it disgusts you, but just out of shame and shyness you look away. Because it's a private moment between them.
Yeah, unless they're in public.
When you see a man kissing another man,
I can't look at that.
Or you see a man kissing a dog or something, you look away because naturally, so it's a difference. One is out of shyness and shame.
Let's go with it.
Okay. Because if we say that homosexuality is okay, then we also have to say that incest, you can't say it's wrong.
I think it's not even an issue if it's okay or not. It is here. It's apparent. We're now living in a world, I don't know if you have children.
But bro, you are not saying...
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say we're living in a world, or we're living in a country where it's accepted, it's apparent. So then the question is, how do we deal with it? How do we explain it to our children?
I agree with you that, look, just because something's wrong, it doesn't mean you behead the person or you physically harm them or this, that, but in your workplace, if you work nowadays, you're most probably going to come across homosexuals, lesbians, whatever. Yeah. I'm talking about whether it's right or wrong. I'm not talking about how you deal with them. How you deal with them, you have to deal with...
We had the right and wrong over there.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say to you, the point is, we know that male and female is natural, yes?
Right.
And when we see a man and woman kissing, we look away out of shame and privacy because that's an intimate moment between them and we don't want to see it. It's not because it's a, how can I say, naturally I find it disgusting. But when you see two men kissing themselves, it's a different feeling altogether and you look away, you don't want to see it. So that's why I say we need guidance, because some things we can get right and wrong from ourselves, and sometimes we need it from that. We don't know everything. Yes.
100% agreement.
Because if we say homosexuality is right, because they're not harming anyone and they're free to do whatever, then we also have to say incest is right. Yeah. Because they're not. If a mother and daughter or father and son and they're above the age of puberty decide to have relationships and they're not harming anyone, who can say anything? Do you get the point I'm trying to say, yeah?
Totally.
Yeah, whatever that is, it looks very healthy.
It is.
Anyway.
But that guidance you can get from your parents, you can get from other things as well as religion.
But the problem is this.
So
I disagree. Do you know why?
I just want everybody to understand what we're talking about. All I'm saying to my new brother I just met is that...
My name's Jason, by the way.
Brother 9.
Okay.
Good to meet you.
9.
Brother 9, like the number.
Yeah,
9,
okay, cool.
It's just that I believe that you can be a righteous person void of religion. That's the conversation we're having, that's it.
No, you can figure out certain things are right and wrong, but what I'm trying to say is that the only ultimate right and wrong, objective right and wrong can only come from the Creator. Because if it's just me and you, yeah?
But then, sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
But then the Creator, the way you perceive the Creator is different to how a Christian does, to how another person does. So then once again, who's the authority?
Okay, but it's very clear. A human being did not create this universe.
Okay, let's go with that.
A human being doesn't have the attributes to to create a big universe like that, or a woman. From what I've seen on Earth, I don't believe a human being can create a universe like this.
Yeah, I would agree.
A man or a woman, or an animal. Okay, so now there's different religions. So we use our experience on Earth to to see as a reference point. So someone tells me this universe was a man. For example, my family are Jamaican Christians on one side and Haitian Christian on the other. They believe in a supreme, all-powerful being like I do. But like I said to you before, they believe that being was a baby that was helpless, need feeding, need cleaning, need looking after, put clothes on. Yeah. I don't believe that the creator of all of this, the sun and moon. You see, when you see the science programs and you see the big planets, and you know, when you watch on this science programs on the Earth and they show how animals live and all the intricacies of this animal doing this and this. If this animal didn't exist, then this wouldn't work, and how the animal kingdom works and everything. I don't believe that the creator of all this was a baby that used to cry at night, was dependent on a human being. Yeah? That doesn't seem natural to me. That doesn't seem logical to me. So when they say Jesus is God, I don't believe it. Yeah? When someone makes a statue with an elephant head and many arms and a human body, I don't believe this is from someone's imagination. I believe whatever's out there is something like we ain't seen on Earth.
I agree with everything you're saying.
Exactly.
The only thing I have to say is that what you described the elephant head, you described Jesus. That's people that have grown up in that particular thing, and they see their what's the word I want to use? Their divinity through those eyes.
No problem. I'm just saying I believe in a source. I don't believe in their depiction of it. And you agree with me that you don't believe in a man.
So in other words, you're saying that you don't really have a problem with other religions.
No.
You're just saying that you believe that the way for you, you're the one that you've seen and works for you is Islam. Is that what you're saying?
So what I'm saying is the being that I believe in did not become a weak, needy human being that was looked after. I don't believe that while the creator was controlling the universe, he was also a baby being looked after by a human being that used to cry and needed feeding. I don't believe that. Just by looking by what is created, I don't believe that he was helpless or weak. You see what I'm saying? No.
I just want to hear what
he believes in her.
I believe in God, but not the way I used to believe in it. So I used to be Christian, and I used to have a belief in God, but I believe in it differently. And it's difficult to explain.
Yeah.
But basically, I believe
force, power.
Exactly. I believe that one of the attributes is omnipresent. Yeah. So existing everywhere at one time. Meaning that I can harness the power within myself, and that's what I've been doing since I put down Christianity. So it's just not through the lens of religion. That's all.
So would you say then,
brother, please, because I'm. So what I'm trying to say to you is that I think me and you agree in the source.
Yes.
Do you agree? Do you believe that that man was like the Christians do, or the animal worshippers believe that it came in a form of man and was like.
So they said the human representative of God.
That being came on earth and had the weak thoughts of.
I believe that I know that certain religions or certain ways they depict or they say that. All right, let me use it. So if you've got right, so
do you believe that being came incarnate? That's what I mean.
All right, so you've got Christianity, right?
Yeah.
According to Christianity, Jesus Christ was a human representative of God.
Yeah.
Right? The depiction we have of him is a white man. That was built by Constantine, Emperor Constantine, all that.
Racism.
For the purpose of the people that could see divinity through what they look like. That's what I'm saying. And then the people they were enslaving, which was black people, could see that they were inferior and not superior.
But there's two problems with that. One, you give God human thoughts. Two,
we're in agreement.
Two, Assalamu alaikum. Two, you create racism. Yeah. Because obviously we know what region God was, what region Jesus was from. He didn't look like your Brad Pitt, yeah? So, or David Beckham, yeah? So the whole point is what I'm trying to say. And two, you've attributed it to him eating, sleeping, drinking, and so forth. when we can see.
So
Yeah.
to answer your question,
Yeah.
I don't believe that any human is divided. I don't believe that. I believe certain people can have and I don't want to go back to this word, but a more in tune spiritual connection.
I agree.
And they may get downloads, meditation,
I agree.
that other people don't get. And people, because they love the message so much,
Yeah.
they deify the person.
I agree.
That's where it gets dangerous.
I agree. I agree with you 100%. Yeah. So the whole thing is that that's what I'm saying. In our faith or religion, whatever you call it, that being is unseen. It's not. We don't have a picture of it. We don't even Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. We don't have pictures of him in our mosque because whatever race that prophet is, once there's pictures of him, people are going to be more inclined to him. Now we believe God sent prophets, yeah, to every different nation, yeah? So we believe there's black prophets, white prophets, yellow prophets, whatever. But the whole point is if you're living in a time and you start depicting pictures of a prophet, we believe two things will happen. One, people are going to start worshipping that prophet. Once there's pictures up in your place of worship, it changes from we respect him to this, that and the other and so forth. And then eventually you end up worshipping. And also, Prophet Muhammad is Arab. Moses, we believe, was black, yeah? If you have Arabs and you have pictures of Prophet Muhammad everywhere in all your holy places and you've revered in that, obviously the people that are not Arab are going to start feeling inferior. Or the Arabs are going to feel superior to the other people. And if you have a black prophet and then there's white people around, same thing. Black people are going to feel they're closer to God, yeah? And the white people are going to feel inferior. So the whole thing is that we have no pictures of God or the prophets. Now, my point was this, is that, and as it says in Islam, there's no compulsion in religion. Truth is clear from falsehood. Yeah? So the whole thing is this, is that I believe God sent us here. He gave us the conscience. He also gave us prophet that taught us that this being is like nothing on earth. It doesn't eat, it doesn't get hungry, it doesn't sleep, it doesn't become a man, a woman, an animal. Yeah? And he also sent that revelation with us. My thing is that I believe, and after being a spiritual person, after looking into Quran, I could not accept that a God will create us, give us a conscience, yeah, that you feel bad if you disobey it. And if people disobey that guilt, yeah, because a lot of the times when someone does something wrong, the first time is the hardest. But the more you do something, the
Unless it becomes serious.
yeah. Like, for example, these youths on road that stab people like it's nothing. I believe I don't believe they're born evil like that, yeah? I believe the first time was the hardest. Maybe the elders got them into it. Maybe they never have a father figure and the rude boys on the council estate or whatever used them and said do this and that. But I believe the first time they stabbed someone, it wasn't easy for them. And I believe that it was quite hard for them. Maybe they were sick after, maybe it was traumatic and stuff and that, and maybe they drank or smoked to get their guilt away from them. But after a while it became normal because now it's like nothing. It's like stabbing's like nothing. But I don't believe that you just have a conscience and the only consequence on this that being has created for us is that you feel bad if you do it. You see what I'm saying? Because you can numb that conscience and people are still being oppressed. Like Hitler, he oppressed a lot of people. Slavery, worse than what Hitler done. Yeah? I don't know how many people exactly in slavery it was, but compared to the Holocaust, it was millions, yes? So the whole thing is that there was people in authority. They actually, as you know, they owned people. Yeah? They made fathers have sex with their daughters. They like, even though we watch films and biographies of slavery, we still don't truly understand, you know, how it was. Like, you see the boats that they took them over, and you see they're laid next to each other, yeah? Like, and they're all chained up, yeah? Lying down. They went toilet, can you imagine? You're putting up a ship, yeah? Tons of you like sardines, yeah? When it's time to go toilet, you just do doo-doo there, yeah? Like, next to so just a shame alone of that. You went toilet there. The flies and all the stuff that, like, it's, I can't do justice in words, yeah, of how evil slavery is, yeah? They're taking people sleep with their mothers and stuff like that. Now, the authority was doing the evil. They got away with it. The authority, the white people, they were in charge, and they were doing evil to people. And within themselves, from the person that was the main executor, the manager of it all, the person with the whip, the person that put people in the boat, even the person that, I don't know, wrote the records, they knew what they was doing wrong. As human beings, how you doing, respect? You okay? Yeah? You cool, yeah?
Yes, sir. I want to link you in a minute, yeah?
They knew within themselves, yeah, what they was doing is wrong. But they did it because what they did is maybe they're getting money from it. Maybe because they were the upper class and black people were doing, working on their fields and they had an easy life. For whatever reason, they ignored their conscience. I don't believe that now that they're dead.
You see, there's an argument that some people say Europeans lack conscience. There's an argument.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that when people put people into slavery, when you put people down in a boat, yeah, and you chained them up, yeah, and you saw a woman like with her baby, yeah, and that baby's crying and stuff like that, and
throw them overboard.
Yeah, throw them overboard. I don't believe when a human being, a man, whether he's white, whatever, and he made, yeah, he had a whip or something, yeah, or a sword or whatever, and he had made that man have sex with his mother. I don't believe that he didn't have a conscience and didn't know it was wrong. I don't buy it, and I don't accept, yeah, that because they were the government and God gave them a conscience and they knew what they was doing wrong day after day. Yeah, they numbed it down with alcohol and everyone was saying it's okay, they're inferior, they look like monkeys, they're not really human. All this rationale, yeah? You know when you're doing wrong, you're doing it wrong.
But there are things within certain religious texts that is used to justify that. And when people believe it's ordained by God, they're carrying out, and in their mind, they believe.
Okay, you see them black boys on road, yeah? Who've never stabbed someone and someone gives them a knife or a gun, yeah, and tell them, he comes from them ends, he's a chief, he's an idiot, he's this, that, I'm stabbing him up, they build him up with all this stuff, he does it, yeah? Yeah, he's been brainwashed, but he still knows with himself, I shouldn't be stabbing another person.
Panties.
Are you telling me when a person stabs another person, they don't know it's wrong?
If somebody does something to a family member and you go retribution,
that's not wrong. I don't believe that's wrong.
Okay, so but hold on a minute. You don't know the reason why this guy stabbed this guy.
No. What I'm talking about, look, I'm talking about over crap postcode wars.
Yeah, but that's from your. I'm not saying it's that's from your perception.
Okay, as human beings, we're not as human beings, normal human beings, yeah. You don't feel the urge to. You don't find stabbing someone normal. If you were to just stab me now, you wouldn't find it normal. You wouldn't find it normal, would you? I wouldn't find it normal to stab you just now. Yeah. I wouldn't.
People in their right mind. There's a lot of people.
No, would you? I'm asking you. Because we could talk about other people. We could talk about other people, but then we can never deal with the argument. Do you believe it's natural for people to stab people and not feel guilty about it? I don't.
If they're in their right mind, I don't feel it's natural.
If they're in their right mind?
If they're in their right mind. So the question then is, how many people are walking around in their right mind?
Okay, I believe these youths and these postcodes wars and this, that and the other and so forth. I don't believe, yeah, that when these people stab people for the first time, yeah, that it's just normal to them.
But the question I'm asking you, are they, for you to push a blade in somebody, are you in your right?
No, I believe they're hyped up to do it, but I believe they do it knowing it's wrong.
You didn't answer the question.
Huh?
Are you in your right mind?
Yeah, they're in their right mind.
They're in their right mind. I would disagree.
So you believe all these people that are stabbing people, like these young boys on road?
Yeah.
Okay. When they leave, they're human beings, they live in this world, yeah? They most probably go to school, yeah? They go to college, yeah? Their mum makes food for them or whatever, so they say thank you, this, that and the other, yeah? They come out the house, yeah? They're not just normally going to stab someone, are they? On their own.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of reason, some kind of...
Okay, so people talk... People say, my youth is from Brixton or Peckham or North London or South London, stab him, yeah? And at first... he's nervous, they have to talk him into it. They can't just say once, yeah, you gotta stab him. It's not gonna work, yeah? Do you agree or disagree?
I agree with you, but then, if you say that they're not, you can't tell him the first time,
yeah,
and then you're breaking him down, that means that you're breaking him down from his right mind to not his right.
No, you're breaking him down. I can break you to, okay. Like I said to you, when someone's breaking down, they're trying to break you down and they're trying to encourage you to do things, yeah? Okay. They encourage you to do things and you stab the person. Do Do you think that person after they stab people, yeah, then they just go home and watch EastEnders and they're cool?
Yeah, no, but that's not perfect example.
You're not sure?
No idea.
You're not sure? Okay. People, if you speak to psychologists and youth workers, they will tell you that after kids do this stabbing stuff, they deal with trauma. Yeah? And trauma means they're shook up. And after they've done the thing, they're mentally this, that, and the other. But the point I'm trying to make to you, me as a person, the whole point of me saying this thing is, yeah?
So if I'm using the manual lens,
do you believe when them white people, you, no one else, do you believe when them white people enslaved black people that they knew what they was doing wrong, or do you believe they were just, they weren't aware of it?
I believe some of them knew what they were doing wrong. I believe it was for economical reasons more than anything else.
Okay, you could do things for economical reasons, but still know it's wrong.
Yes.
Do you believe they knew it was wrong or they didn't know?
I believe some of them knew it's wrong. I believe some of them were following Christian doctrine that had something called the Matic hypothesis that said that black people are this and they're that and they're cursed and it's ordained by God. They believed they was doing right. They believed they was doing wrong.
Okay, no problem. But my point is that slavery was a huge, most probably one of the most evilest things that ever happened. On earth, yeah? It happened, it's documented, yes?
I've got a way I can do it all on my mobile phone.
I believe that the human beings that did it had a conscience, yes? Unlike animals, they had a conscience. I believe when they doing it, they knew it was wrong, but they turned away from the conscience because of money, because of wealth, because life was good, because they had people doing all the jobs they didn't want to do. They rationalized it. Like, you can rationalize.
That's what I'm saying there.
Yeah.
You rationalize it.
No, but
it's ordained by God. It
no,
says
but
it in my book.
you
It
could
says that they're less than a human being. It says that.
you can rationalize and still know it's wrong. Yeah. But we can't look into people's hearts. We can't look into people's hearts. But let's just say they rationalized it, yeah? Either way. Let's say some knew it was wrong and they did it, and some rationalized it and didn't believe it was wrong because of their scripture, whatever. I don't believe the being still that gave us the conscience allowed them to do these actions, yeah? Die, yeah? And that's it.
Okay, so you're alluding to the heaven and hell.
I'm saying that there's a lot of stuff we as human beings we do it and it's wrong. And we know that being gave us our conscience and our heart, yeah? But we got away with it. Why? We outsmart the authorities or whatever. That being still knows. And it knows we went against the conscience, yeah, that it gave us. But I don't believe if that being knows, we ignore the conscience, we did the haram, people suffered, and then when you die, that's just it. Hitler made people, mothers put their daughters in a furnace. That being gave us a conscience. The people that actually did that, they knew. I got a gun to someone, put your daughter in a furnace. That being gave them a conscience, they ignored it. Even though they got all these feelings, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, and so forth. I don't believe that being, when they die, Hitler, all these troops, this, that, and the other, that's it, they're just chilling. I don't believe that.
I believe that your belief is great for you. Because I used to believe the same thing. After life, if I go down the wrong road, that's where I'm going and I'm dead. If I go down the right road, that's where I'm going and I'm dead. I don't believe that anymore. I believe when my body expires, my spirit just goes back into the ether.
But that means
of one thing.
That
and
means
there's no, you're not going to have a feeling of experience or feeling of the consciousness we have now.
Well, that would mean.
Belief. I can't
I know, but that would mean.
So one more thing.
So I apologize.
So the heaven and hell, I'm going to call it concept, no disrespect, that I used to believe in, is experiences on earth. That's my belief. Because sometimes you're going through things like, oh, I'm going through hell, and sometimes like, this is heaven. That's my belief. That's based on empirical evidence that I have for myself. That's my belief.
Do you know why I disagree? You can't say you're going to hell and heaven. You're in hell and heaven. Because when my life and your life is tough, there's nothing like the people that went through slavery. So if we're in hell and heaven, they must be in hell times a million or something.
Right.
Because what I'm just saying is that.
Have you ever had a situation where you're like,
no, but the thing is, I can't say. Do you know why I can't say that? Yeah. Because I'm saying if you compare whatever problem I'm going through, yeah, it's nothing like the people that were going around through slavery or Holocaust. So really, to be honest, it's a bit. I I know.
diminishing what they went through.
Yeah, it's like, because our hell and heaven, you know, even like slavery and the
So
whole.
you're gonna say it's just a bad experience.
It's a bad experience. And the thing is as well is this, if it's the case, yeah, if it's the case that YOLO, yeah, we only live once, yeah, then we can't really say to people, you know, that it's wrong to live like the animals, robbing and stealing, taking as much as you can, because there is no day of judgment. And if you're here on life to enjoy your physical, your internal desires, yeah, what's wrong with just sleeping with this person and that person and that person? What's wrong with not working a 9 to 5 and just taking a shortcut?
The same thing we said, the same conversation we had over there.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think the idea of having somebody or some element or some day of judgment is good and needed for a lot of people because they can't conduct themselves without those constraints. So I think it's good. But there are a few people that can. I'm telling you.
No, but that's not the point. No, but the point I'm trying to say to you, bro.
I know.
Okay, but bro, but without, look, for example, do you smoke? You don't smoke. Okay, right and wrong, you define right and wrong, yeah? What do you mean? Like, okay, you say you're a spiritual person, yeah? You're not a spiritual person.
I didn't say that. I'm just a person.
Are you a spiritual person?
I'm not. I'm just a person.
Okay, I would say this to you. Yeah. I claim to before be a spiritual person that doesn't follow organised religion. Okay. But I kind of believe this is a cop-out. Yeah, it was a cop-out for me, yeah? I'll tell you why. Okay, your heart beats, how many times? Is it 75 times a minute? I don't know. Yeah? Okay. So, you stopped being a Christian from 33 years old, yeah? So for some years you haven't been a Christian, yeah? Daily, yeah? Yeah, because you say you're trying to be a good human being, yeah? And be okay.
If I smoked and I drink,
okay, no problem. No problem. Okay. I'm not asking you. You say you're a good person. I wouldn't say that, yeah? I'm trying to be a good Muslim. I'm not there yet, yeah? Okay. So what I'm trying to say to you, your heart beats 75, I think it's 75 beats a minute or something like that, yeah? Okay, since you've been on this new path, yeah? For example, today, yeah? How did you thank God for your heart beating?
How did I thank?
Yeah.
Every time I wake up, I'm thanking everything. Thanking everything.
Okay.
I don't say specifically thank God,
no,
thank Allah, I just say thank you.
Wait a minute.
Thank you for oxygen, thank you for my limbs, thank you for my parents, everything.
No, but when you woke up in the morning, how did you do it?
What do you mean?
How did you...
I professed when I was lying down, I just said it.
Okay, so you chose that it was okay to say thank you to Creator lying down?
Yes.
Isn't that disrespectful?
No, why is it disrespectful?
Okay, you appreciate your heart a lot, yeah? Okay, if your mum came in our room, yeah? And you wanted to say hello to her, yeah? Would you get up for her?
Yes, I would.
Okay, who's more important, your Creator or your mum?
Well, my mum actually physically gave birth to me.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I would say it depends how you look at creativity.
Bro, your mum gave you her life, yeah? She gave her heart, it gave her eyes, her hair, and this, that, and the other. If your mum came in the room, I know you seem like a respectful human being, yeah? You get up for her, you say, Mum, how are you doing? This, that, and the other. Even if you was tired, done a long shift, you would immediately alert, this, that, and the other. Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to say to you.
So you're saying that if I'm not I'm disrespectful.
I'm saying like me, when I was a non-Muslim, yeah, and you claim to be spiritual, yeah, because I claim to be spiritual. But my day would start off music, spliff, yeah, and to be honest, yeah, I would always say I believed in God, yes, but I wasn't religious, yeah. But the only time I really used to pray to God when something big went wrong, someone in my family got cancer, problems with my mother. Oh God, if you help me out, don't ask me why I said this. But oh God, if you take this thing away from my mum or this person, yeah, I'll go back to church. I don't know why, because I stopped being Christian a long time ago. I'll go to church, I promise this. As soon as that thing got sorted out, later, man. Back to smoking, tunes, raving, you know what I'm saying? There's no difference between me and the average black boy on road. So what I'm trying to say to you, the whole thing is that your mother, there's ways you're going to thank her, yeah? The way you're going to thank your mother is going to be in line with what she finds respectful.
Yes.
Yes? For example, you could go around your mother's house, yes? And she could cook you a meal. She could make a drink for you. You could eat the food. You could. Knock on the door. She opens the door. Just go in. sit down, eat the food, walk out, not say a word to her, slam the door, and not say nothing. She doesn't need your respect, yeah, but she deserves it.
Okay.
She doesn't need it. If you don't show manners to her and this, that, and the other, she's not going to break down mentally or physically, but she deserves to be respected. When you're a spiritual person, when people are spiritual person like I was, I'm not saying you. Basically, first of all, most of the time, we just ask God for stuff. We don't glorify Him. Secondly, we give Him anything we want to. Because you know why? It's my relationship with God. So I'll give Him what I want. I'm not going to put in my relationship with God to thank Him for my heart. I have to climb a mountain every morning. Why? Because I don't want to climb a mountain every morning. See, for example, like I'm saying to you, as Muslims, 24/7, we're worshipping God. God, like, if I say to my brother, inshallah, I'll see you tomorrow. By God's permission, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. That's glory to God, yeah? MashaAllah, what a beautiful quote, or Tabarakallah, what a beautiful quote. But the privilege, like, basically, that you only have this from that, basically, the skins, the animals that God has given, and your energy and your arms, and like basically, like if you see something nice, so the whole thing is Salam alaikum, brother, you made a peace and so what I'm trying to say, through our talks, our conversations, is always Allah, something. So we're constantly praising Allah. At the moment we're waking up, like I said, 4:30 whatever in the morning to pray. Yeah, we fast in Ramadan, we're fasting this. As a spiritual person, I'm not going to put down my religion. Why? I can't be bothered. And in reality-wise, I'll give God what I think, yeah? I'll give God what I think is suitable. And do you know what? It doesn't matter if I'm lazy about it. Why? Because it's my religion. I can say I'm a spiritual person, yeah?
So the question I want to ask you, does this make you better than a person that doesn't?
I would say this. Me being honest with myself. One, I'm Muslim because I need guidance. Like I said, in this day and age, for example, the homosexuality thing, if I wasn't Muslim, I would most probably go along with the majority of mankind, yes? If I was a secular person, I believe, yeah, it's okay, they're not harming anybody. You know why? Because the majority of people are doing it, and basically it's like, they're not harming anyone. But then when someone asks me about incest, I would say, no, it's wrong. But then they say, why is it wrong? I would say, well, it's just, it feels, I wouldn't have a solid answer because it would be like, well, I just feel it's wrong. But you believe homosexuality is okay because they're two consenting adults. What if incest is two consenting adults? You see what I'm saying? And I wouldn't, and the thing is that I have to be honest, I can't have double standards for the sake of it.
I agree with you. I think our only disagreement is that you're saying that every single human being needs strict guidance and standards and someone to be accountable for. And I'm saying not everybody does. Some people do.
Okay,
That's our only disagreement.
tell me this, incest is wrong.
I agree.
I'm asking you, is it?
I agree.
Why is it wrong?
Because I've been conditioned to feel that it's wrong.
So you're saying that naturally incest isn't wrong? I think you know, yeah? I think you know within yourself.
Well, then, what's wrong and right? Do you know what I mean? It can go on forever and ever.
Okay. Okay. See, I don't want to be offensive. I don't want to be offensive. Let's do something else, yeah? Because I don't want to say you. Because I don't want to offend you.
Yeah, say someone else.
Is it wrong for a female to have a son to have sex with his father if it's consensual?
I disagree with that, yeah.
Why do you disagree with it? Ain't they free to do what they want?
Of course they're free to do what they want.
So can't they be spiritual and have sex with each other?
Not spiritual, you're trying to...
It's smiling. It's smiling. No, okay, but whatever it is, you're trying to follow a path of enlightenment.
I agree with you. A lot of us need stringent shapes.
But do you agree? You don't have to agree with me. I believe the Quran is from God. Obviously, you maybe not looked into it or haven't decided just. Or maybe you have decided it's not.
I'm dealing with truth.
No problem.
So you see, like, you know about Malcolm X?
Yeah, I know about Malcolm.
Three Malcolm X's we had. We had the criminal, didn't know nothing. We had the Nation of Islam. Then we had the brother that went and did
Sunni Muslim. Yeah.
And he said, well, actually, no, it's not about race. Yeah. He was dealing with truth. That's what I'm dealing with.
Okay,
so if I read the Quran and it becomes truth for me,
I'm not telling you to believe in it. I'm not trying to get Shahada numbers. Yeah? I don't beg. I believe Islam's a blessing. If someone becomes a Muslim, it's a blessing to them. The point I'm trying to say to you is this. What was the point? There was a point I was trying to make.
You're basically trying to say that.
No. Okay, yeah, this is what I was trying to say. If there is a God, and that book can be proven that it's from God,
And you know that's what.
and it says, and it is proven that that is from God, yeah? No. If there's a book, it's saying if. If there's a revelation, yes? Because Islam is an oral tradition first, rather than a written one, yeah? If there was information from the Creator, and it can be proven that it was true, yeah? And it was proven that it was true, yeah? If it says A is right or wrong, yeah? If it says A is wrong, and it's proven it's from the Creator, then we can't argue with it. If it's proven from the Creator, yes?
Yes, we can't argue with it.
Okay, but if there is no God, and there's different topics of discussion, yeah? There's no right and wrong, because it's just my opinion and your opinion.
Yes.
Okay, so the whole thing is what I'm trying to say to you. If there is no God, yes, then there is no right and wrong, it's just our opinions.
Not necessarily. Well, yeah, I get where you're going.
What I'm trying to say is that, look, if I'm a white person and I believe white people are superior to black, and you're a black person and you believe black people are superior to thing, there's no getting down to what the truth is, because I have my subjective opinions and it's right for me, and you have the subjective opinion and it's right for you. You can't prove it because it's our opinions and we decide what truth is and falsehood is.
Yes.
But if there is a creator and it can be proven that this information creator, and he says they're all equal, yes? We can't argue. Whether I think or you think, it doesn't matter. If it's proven from the one that created all of us, yes? So the whole thing is what I'm trying to say to you, like I'm saying to you, you read the Quran and you will decide for yourself. Either it's from man-made, or it's from that supreme being. And you will go for your life. But what I would say is that I do not believe that Hitler, yeah? All these young, strong, healthy guys that bust up old age pensioners and leave them black and blue and crippled like Baby P. Do you remember Baby P? They took a baby, there was a mother and her boyfriend, yeah? They took her baby. I don't know if there's mental illness. But we can say it's
the question I'll say once again is, people in their right mind don't do something.
But some people do choose to do bad things, yeah? Knowingly.
Yes, agree.
You agree? So they took that baby, these people took the baby, they broke the arms, they broke their legs, they put cigarettes out on the baby. Like they put cigarettes out on a live baby, yeah? And they're out of jail now, already. Yeah? That was man's justice. I don't believe that was slavery, the Holocaust, Baby P, yeah? I don't believe that that being gave them that conscience. They disobeyed it knowingly, because I believe they went against their heart and their mind knowing it was wrong, and they got away with it, yeah? Because 3 years is not the punishment for putting cigarettes out on a baby, yeah? And
I know where you're going with it. I agree.
yeah, and what I'm trying to say is, they're going to live their life and they're going to die. I still believe they haven't got their punishment from that being that has given them their conscience.
That when they die, they're going to have further punishment.
I believe, like the people that took the slaves and put them on the bottom of the boats, naked, and chained them up, and made them have to go poo then, they're next to another human being, flies around there, just like starving them, yeah, feeding them like animals, making someone having a gun or a knife, yeah, making someone have sex with their child, yes, and so forth. They were the authority. They got away with it in this life. I don't believe the being that gave them that thing, yeah, that when they die, that's it. And I believe it's unjust if there's a being out there that created us, gave us our bodies, gave us a conscience, and we disobey it knowingly that that's it.
You make a very strong point. Very strong point. Because you're right, it should not be like that, where you commit such atrocities and you get away with it. That is a nice ideal. And I like the fact that you're saying believe, because we can't prove it.
No, but when I say believer, I say believers in no. I say believers as no, because, for example, I believe in, like,
It's not synonymous with truth or
no,
fact or something.
as a Muslim, when I say believe, I know it, like I know hellfire exists. Now you'll say take it as belief, you'll take my word as belief, as I think. No, I know as a human being for myself that hellfire exists. But the whole thing, as I'm saying, is that the person that doesn't believe in hellfire and day of judgment and this, that, and the other, then it means that a being created us, gave us a conscience, but the only consequence is that feeling of bad.
Whatever man gives you, that's your consequence on earth. And then
No. So there's a being out there that created us, you will accept that. He gave us a conscience, you accept that. But if you disobey that conscience, yeah, the only consequence to that is feeling bad in your head, which you can kill off with alcohol and drugs, and or people telling you, hey, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
So we agree. We agree.
We agree.
So what I'm saying is,
The only thing we disagree on is that
everybody needs that.
no, it's not that. Is that you obviously you take like I believe the Quran is from God. My job is not to convert people to Islam or force people to come Islam. I'm saying to you, you read the Quran and you will either think it's information from that being speaking to you directly, or you won't.
Yes. Well, I can say this.
Yeah.
I can say this. I've been in Christian box for 33 years. No disrespect when I say box, but I'm not going to come out of that box and go into any other box. What I will do is I will congregate with everybody, I'll be respectful to everybody, and I'll find truth in what they're saying there. And I believe that I'm intelligent enough to build my own life and walk morally.
Yeah.
That's my belief.
I'm not begging for shahadas.
And
Yeah.
I have lived in Saudi Arabia for 4 years, and for me, they were the most peaceful, beautiful people that I experienced. I didn't experience any problems with them.
Wow.
Yeah. The Muslims I know over here, I've experienced no problem with them. They're just like anybody else. If you disrespect people, they disrespect you back. This is about being respectful. So that's it for me. It's just like, okay, cool. You have your belief, I have mine. That's it.
Bro, I'm not begging for shahadas.
Yeah.
I believe if a famous person now becomes Muslim, it's a blessing for them. I'm not trying to, please read the Quran. I believe that Islam has blessed me and I have something priceless. And my job, just like my cousin conveyed the message to me, I'm just conveying to everyone.
Yeah.
I don't believe that is like Islam is desperate. Oh, we need this person, that person, that. Let's try and get this famous person. No. If you really believe what you believe is priceless, then you don't have to beg people, force people, this, that, and the other. You just pass it on.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm saying for me, when I looked into the Quran, I knew there had to be more to life than making money, yeah, the shortcut way, yeah, and dancing like a monkey in a club on a weekend. At first, it's exciting because you haven't done it, and there's been all this hype, raving and smoking. It's so exciting, it's this, that, and the other. But when you're free, when you're adult, you've got your own place. You're free to do it as much as you want. It's like a new pair of trainers.
You're making a good point.
The novelty dies off, yeah? So the whole thing is bro, do you want this to cover your camera? So the whole point is that after you've been through the young thing, I'm sure you've been through the phase where you raving, smoking, doing your thing and this, that, and you realise there's got to be more to life than just following the crowd and just, all this materialism and stuff. There's got to be more, because you've done it. And you've seen the world and this, so you start searching. Me, I read everything. I read lots of different. I love documentaries. I love. That's why I'm talking to you now. I just love speaking and learning about different kind of things, like just learning.
Can I just say something? You said you've come out of a box of Christianity. You don't want to go into another box. Now, I'm giving you a hypothetical situation. Suppose your father that you've known all your life, yeah? One day turns out not to be your father. Hypothetically, yeah? Now, from that sort of evidence that this is no longer your father, it was a lie, everyone's been lying. Do you conclude that there is no father, that you never had a father?
I just stretched.
Well, I know that he's not my biological dad.
He's not your biological, but then by the fact that you are here, you do have a biological father.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
So you won't just say, right, I'm going to just cut it off there, I'm not going to look around for my biological
Kind
father.
of. I'm always searching. That's why I'm having fun.
So what he's saying to you now is...
He knows. He understands.
When I say I'm not
He
going to
understands.
another box, right, what I mean is that I'm not going to commit myself to anything
No,
like
no,
that,
commit,
because
just
I
do
feel
the-
like I'm involved.
Look,
So I don't want to.
Look, he has the free will. I've passed on a message to him. He doesn't have to read the Quran. He may read the Quran. He may not read the Quran. I've done my job. My job is to pass on a message. We believe that. Free people are not held accountable on a day of judgment when they die. Someone who didn't hear the message. Someone whose their capabilities, their faculties are not working, or someone who is under the age of understanding. Yeah.
Right.
yeah, they're not being held accountable. One thing I would say about a box, even when we were, I know you don't, I know even.
I'm not being disrespectful about a box. I'm not saying.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just saying that.
bro,
we know what you mean.
bro, you haven't offended me once today. I don't believe you're disrespecting the president. I don't take what you're saying as offense. This is a discussion. We can agree and we're going to disagree. But what I would say to this thing is that when I was a spiritual president, or when people are spiritual president, I know you don't class yourself as that. Yeah, whatever way of life we're walking, yeah, we have a box. The only thing is we just decorated it and it's our box. Yeah. So the whole thing is that we have a box and we just decide what's in that box and what's outside that box. True. Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, they're boxes, yeah? Spiritualism is, but obviously you don't use that term.
It's a bigger box.
It's a box. But with whatever name you want to use it, but I will do this for my that being, I would not do that. So the whole thing, but it's a self-made box, like Blue Peter, here's one I made earlier, yeah? But the whole thing is that it's still a box. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing's not a problem. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm just passing. You passed on your message to me. I passed on your message to you, and everyone. We just keep on reading, keep on searching, and we followed.
It's about growing. It's about learning and never stopping. And don't think.
9.
Yeah, man. Don't think. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it's about.
كن سعيدا كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة لا تبالي فالمعالي بالتحدي